thing with the chocolate that they're using lab-grown cocoa. So guys, in 10 or 15 years, the food is just not going to be the same.
It's all artificial.
You know, and I was in the US, the yogurt was GMO. And, you know, every cereal is literally GMO. So guys, your body doesn't accept or even understand this type of food because it's not natural. And we don't look that deep. You know, my mother doesn't know this. So, and I firmly believe I've been put in this position with this knowledge and access to sort of inside information to let you guys know. And I think the main thing is you have to make the conscious decision of reading labels and understand what you're putting in your body. If you leave it up to them, they will just give you the stuff that makes them the most money.
Because if you actually look at it now, I mean, if you look at how the health industry has come forth, because end of the day, we are all just statistics for them. We are just numbers. We are just the sheeps, you know, sheeples as they call it. And Keegan and myself as well, and I'm sure a lot of you have sort of taken note as to, you know, be careful. I mean, they at least they are generous enough to give us nutritional information on products, so you can actually see what's the ingredients. Because by law, that is what you should look at when it comes to the calories, the protein, carbs, the fats inclusive, and also the constituent preservatives are there. Now, to us it might sound gibberish, but when you really research these things, like for me, if I pick up a chocolate, how many calories? Oh no, it's like 400 calories. I have to burn about 40 minutes running. No, I'll leave it out. So you become conscious of how you live your life. Now you'll say, Zahir, we live once, you know, you must just chow this and that. But then when you're reaching 30, 40 years of age, have you seen how many people are getting heart attacks at 30? Like young people are dying, and I'm saying young, like 30, 35, under 40.
No, exactly. Huh? And lupus. Everyone's got lupus all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And
that's a heavy one, that one.
It's heavy. And
it's an autoimmune disease, yeah.
Milk, all these nut milks. I say
it's not even milk.
Exactly. So, you know, and then I look at my mother and my grandmother. I mean, they grew up without margarine. They always used butter and ghee.
Yes, that's the best.
And now we sort of grew up with milk, and now we've got, if I could equate it to the same sort of equivalent, you've got nut milks. I mean, how do you make milk out of a nut? And my grandmother used to like, you can't make butter from seeds.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm beginning to see what you were saying to me. And, you know, the foods are just so far away from what it should be. And if you don't educate yourself, guys, it's just, I mean, there's yogurt is fermented milk, and there's definitions in the Food Cosmetics Disinfectant Act. And now they've got lactose-free yogurt, which they're making from, I don't know what. Basically, it's calcium carbonate, which is soccer field markings, and that's what your chalk.
Yeah.
That's what yogurt is now being called, because it's lactose free. And you know, you look deeper, and there's sort of conspiracy theory that people are going to be meat intolerant. And guys, when you understand, they want to take you away from your full power of being the best version of yourself. They've stopped raw milk, which is a very powerful food. I've actually had stuff from the Berg. It's so thick, raw milk. You can't even pour it. That's how nutrient dense it is. So understand this, guys. That is a food man has used and consumed for thousands of years. And they've banned raw milk. But they approve nut milk, which is made from rugby field markings. That is allowed in our supermarkets.
Because which is more profitable.
But raw milk, which is what we've used for thousands of years, is not allowed. And you think they care about you.
They don't. I mean, look at the sister. She's mentioned salams. It's very unfortunate that healthy foods cost much more money. They are more expensive. If I want GMO free, preservative free, etc., I have to cough up more money, which is true. That's how they created the system, because they want to sell you cheap tasting food that is very unhealthy, but it fits your pocket budget, so you can get sick. And it tastes nice. No doubt, it tastes fantastic. It goes down like a lovely chow. Have a nice beverage that is also high acidic for your body, and then you feel like, okay, your stomach says you're full. But what are you full of? Full of nonsense, firstly, in your body. And then all of a sudden you get these ailments over time, and it takes you on a journey where, one meal, 2 meals, and then after 5-10 years, you can't see what's inside your body and what's operating there. Then you get all of these symptoms.
And you hit it on the head. So I'm in my mid-40s, and the health effects people are getting now is 20 years of bad habits. And like you say, it's eating the biscuits, the chocolate, eating
all adds up.
or the bread that used to be bread and whatever it is made from now. It slowly accumulates, it slowly shuts down your pancreas, and then eventually, you become diabetic, or you get lupus or gut illnesses. But the amount of chemicals, a perfect example, I'll just tell you now, like with the pre-workout, right? Every brand, because it's their business model there's just no planning in it. And I was listening to Bezos the other day, and when he started Amazon, right, it was an online site, and then he basically invented drop shipping, we could say that, and that was his business model, and no one understood it. So what we're trying to do is we manufacture, we retail, so it's freshly made, it's almost made by request. So the preservatives we don't use. We don't put, what they typically use is an anti-caking agent, right, which absorbs moisture. Right. What's in your stomach? Is it dry or is it full of moisture?
It's moisture.
So when you put an anti-caking agent into your stomach, what do you think happens to your stomach?
It dries your stomach, and then it kills your lining, and then you get ulcers.
And then the pH drops and you get ulcers. So that's just one example. Another thing is they put an anti-foaming agent, because when you shake it up, what do you get? You get bubbles and foam. So people I think it's imperfect. In your stomach, do you think it's perfectly smooth, or is there a little bubble foam?
No, you get hydrochloric acid that makes it bubbly and foamy.
Thank you. So when you have a mass-produced product, you're having an anti-caking agent and you're having
anti-foaming agent.
That is eating the lining of your stomach. Then you have a biscuit with trans fatty acids, right? Trans fatty acids basically is put in there to stop bacterial growth in biscuits. You bake a biscuit and you leave it here, a piece of Lamington cake. You come back in 3 days, it's moldy. You haven't.
Yeah.
Biscuits have shelf lives of 3 to 4 years.
Sure.
So they put these things in there to stop bacteria growth.
You put that in your stomach.
You put it in, what's your gut full of? Bacteria. So you're stopping that. So now you have a pre-workout, you have a biscuit, you go and have a Coca-Cola after training, and you come back and you wonder why you feel bloated. And then you have nut milk, which is soccer field markings, because you have it in your coffee. Guys, we're eating chemicals. They've convinced you chemicals are food. And single ingredient food is what you really want. But understand, the system is designed, like you said, to make you sick so they can sell you the cure.
And I've said this 1,000 times before. And when you go to a pharmacy now, when you stand in that aisle to pay for whatever you're getting, what's the first thing that you walk through? A maze of sugar. Because they know with sugar, it helps them as a business, because it's spiking your thing, you get insulin. Then you get sick, and it leads you to eat more. And then it's a whole system whereby there okay, you're not in safe hands. And where do they put the dispensary? Right in the back. Because you must go shop for all the other things first before you get your medication. So the whole goal of the industry, and I'm not saying it's for every doctor or every pharmacy, but the goal is to keep you as not a patient, but a client, as statistic, as a number, because we want your business monthly. We want you to get sick often. We want you to, that's how the business, and that's what Big Pharma is all about. And it's unfortunate.
And guys, a funny thing, I got proposed with a business opportunity, and the guy says, "Hey, we're opening a clinic. It's a dialysis clinic." So I'm like, sure, no, I don't want to. He says, "Hey, you put in this much, and you know what? Dialysis, they come back every week, 2 or 3 times for the rest of their lives." So I'm like, so you're never going to cure them. So the purpose of kidney dialysis, guys, and you try and read between the lines here, is to get you hooked in to come for dialysis for the rest of your life. Is that curing you, or is that treating the symptoms? So, when you start seeing how that whole thing works, it's just plain evil. And like you say, there's in the mall, I saw this pharmacy, and there was a specialist sweet shop not far from it. Believe it or not, the pharmacy had more sweets than the sweet shop. But you guys still support that. So when you get these ailments, you got one person to blame.
Absolutely. So someone says here that, in a particular surah, it states that our life is predestined, not 1 second less or not 1 second more. And I can agree with that. But I also, to add to that, it's like, the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, tie your camel. Which means that if you have knowledge, whether you're going to die in exactly 5 years from now, and it's destined on this particular day you'll die, how you die is totally up to how you look after your body. So you still can die, maybe you die of whatever, but how you live that life within those 5 years is totally up to the knowledge that you have. I mean, you can, that's why they say dua helps you change not what the outcome will be, but it'll change the journey of how you get there.
Yes.
So alhamdulillah, we have an amanat. We must look after our body, but also, we shouldn't be in a state of jahiliyyah, which is ignorance, because you've got the knowledge in front of you. You've got the knowledge in the palm of your hand. It's up to us to actually look after our body. And I'm not saying we're going to hit the nail on the head every single time, but to be a bit more conscious of what we consume is very important at the end of the day, because we don't want to suffer at like 40, at 45, 50 years of age, because we've seen that now. And it's sad. And like you said, there's a lot of new diseases that are popping up from nowhere that, we didn't ever have before.
Never had it before. And, we're talking about, and we know what's going on in the Middle East. And I saw a nice quote, and it said, you're talking about the war in it, but, they say the war is not caused by, it's not caused by the violence of bad people, but it's actually by the silence of good people.
Yes, so they say evil prevails when good men do nothing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's going on. I mean, it's like we're watching the world unfold in front of us with all these atrocities and stuff. Yes, we can try and be vocal, but how many of us are going to take that step forward to make that difference that needs to be done? So that's the challenge.
Yeah.
That is the challenge.
And that's like, I'm quite vocal about it, but I speak about it. And people say they can feel the difference. For me, I put it on my WhatsApp statuses and on my social media. It's educating people. As I feel there is nobody else in this position to present this information, and everybody, we've been brainwashed. There's just so many things that's just been hidden from us in terms of proper food, what we should be eating, and it's all for their gain. And I mean, it's evil to expect somebody to grow to the best of their ability by not telling them the right things. So as a nation or as a humanity, we've had the wool pull over our eyes our entire lives. And the thing is, some people will still protect that because that's all they know. But look around you, people. 1 in 2 people are sick or have a ailment or have to be taking medication. And medication, does it work? Think about it.
Does medication work? I mean, we've been trained to believe that there's a pill for everything. But you know what? I went to a doctor. The fro was a little bit ill, and we went to the doctor, and he gave prescription, and she was waiting and stuff like that. And he was complaining about his back. So I said, "Aren't you taking something? For you, a doctor?" He said, "Me, I'll never take anything."
No, there you go.
I'll never take anything. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Hey, I'd rather heal naturally." I'm like, that's so ironic, And the thing is, it's like doctors take a Hippocratic oath, and now it's gone like a hypocritical oath. So it's a bit strange how the sort of a reasoning band. I'm not generalizing. I'm saying that there's a difference between your intention in the beginning is to help people, but now it seems a lot of people are helping themselves, and that's the sad part about it. But we're going to be talking more about what we have in front of me. The Matador has finally arrived after the 4 p.m. news. This is a proud moment, and when you hear about something and you follow someone's journey, and now you see the final product in front of you, you can't help but smile, because you understand from Keegan's point of view, like you've mentioned, he's not just a retailer, he's a person who distributes the things that he makes. So he cuts out the middleman, and he gives you the quality stuff, so you're getting everything at a good price and getting quality ingredients all in one bottle. So we'll talk more about that after the news. Stay tuned for that.
Looking to book your next holiday? Make your way to One Stop Travel and Tours. At One Stop Travel, we offer a wide range of holidays at the most competitive prices. Group tours, tailor-made holidays, cruises, transfers, accommodation, travel insurance, and car hire. Visit our website on www.onestoptours.co.za for our current Turkey specials, Mauritius school holiday deals, and Umrah packages. Choose from a multitude of pre-made packages. Visit one of our branches in Overport, Gateway, Musgrave Centre, Fordsburg, Westwood Mall, Pavilion Shopping Centre, Chatsworth, Phoenix, and Cape Town. Contact us today on 0860 109 500. One Stop Travel and Tours, your one-stop travel shop.
Save the date. Hajj Seminar 2026 is back. Saturday, 11th April, 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at 207 West Road in Overport. Proudly brought to you by the Al Ansar Foundation and the Capital Group of Companies.
Radio Al Ansar. An informative Islamic global perspective. This is Al Ansar News.
Making news this hour, the 8th of April. The news from Durban 90.4 FM, Pietermaritzburg 105.6 FM. Ugu municipality is responding to Heberden water shortages, America Monina. The Ugu district municipality says it is working to resolve service delivery challenges faced by some residents in Heberden. The mayor, Skumbuzo Mqadi, addressed residents earlier today. Municipal spokesperson Zimbini Mporwana says the situation is now stabilized with protesters returning to their homes. She adds that while water tankers have been deployed as a relief measure, they have been rejected by some community members. Earlier, disgruntled residents in Heberden on KwaZulu-Natal's south coast blocked major roads in protest over ongoing water challenges earlier today. Reports said they set tires alight, bringing traffic to a standstill. The demonstration affected vehicles on the Durban side of the N2 and the R102. Report says that cars were stoned as authorities tried to restore order. Earlier this year, frustration boiled over in Fairview on the south coast after residents dumped sand on the N2 and the R102 over prolonged water outages. More news. Apartheid victims identified through the Truth and Reconciliation Commission process will receive housing support from the state. The mayor of the Ndwedwe local municipality says the Truth and Reconciliation Commission Housing Assistance Reparations Program will help heal the scars of the past. Apartheid victims identified through the TRC process will receive the housing support from the state. President Ramaphosa launched the initiative at the Sokombo Sports Field yesterday. He had this to say.
To ensure that the work of the TRC is completed. This place occupies a place of profound historical significance. It has historical significance in our nation. During the 1980s and early 1990s, Ndwedwe was one of the areas in KwaZulu-Natal most affected by political violence, udlame.
More news now. South Africa has received a major boost in the fight against HIV. The first batch of a groundbreaking twice-yearly prevention injection has arrived. Report says the 37,920 doses of the first batch of the Lenacapavir landed at the OR Tambo International Airport from Dublin, Ireland in the United Kingdom. Health officials say this marks a significant step toward expanding HIV prevention options. Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi says the injection, which has already been used in various countries such as the United States, will ensure high compliance and reshape the country's HIV response. And finally, international stories. Several Gulf nations have reported missile and drone attacks on their territories hours after Iran and the United States announced a 2-week ceasefire. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, today says its air defenses are actively engaging in incoming missiles and drones from Iran. The UAE's defense ministry said in a statement that the sounds of explosions heard in different areas across the country were caused by air defense systems intercepting ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and unmanned aerial vehicles. Kuwait also said its air defenses were intercepting a wave of Iranian drones launched since 8 a.m. The Kuwaiti army says that some drones targeted vital oil facilities, power stations, and water desalination plants, causing serious infrastructure damage. Your financial indicators ran to the dollar 16 rands 35, the euro 19 rands 11 cents, and the British pound is 21 rands 97 cents. In your weather at 27 degrees, a quick reminder of our top story. The Ugu District Municipality says it is working to resolve service delivery challenges faced by some residents in Heberden. That's the news. We cross over to Pietermaritzburg.
Making news on the 19th of Shawwal corresponding with the 8th of April on 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. Howick residents complain about ongoing sewage smell. Good afternoon and Assalamu alaikum. I am Huda Ahmed. In local news, residents and business owners in Howick are calling for urgent action over a strong sewage smell in the area. The issue has been affecting parts of Karkloof Road for years. Locals believe the smell is coming from a nearby sewage plant on Mare Street. It says that it is worse in mornings and afternoons, often forcing them to keep doors and windows closed. And in more news, nationally, 8 Nigerian men linked to a major fraud case are facing extradition to the United States. The Western Cape High Court has dismissed an appeal by 6 of the accused. The group is linked to a fraud case worth around 279 million rand. 2 of the accused are no longer continuing with their appeal. The case now moves forward as legal processes continue. And in more news, nationally, concerns are growing over undocumented immigrants in South Africa. Some experts and political voices say the situation is becoming serious. They claim the issue has been poorly managed over many years. At the same time, a civil movement is gaining support, calling for stronger action, while others warn against xenophobia. And finally, in international news, politicians in the United States have reacted to the ceasefire with Iran. Some leaders have welcomed the move, while others remain doubtful about whether it will hold. There are also calls for accountability over the conflict. The mixed reactions now show uncertainty as tensions in the region continue. And now let's take a look at our Salah schedule for today, followed by our Islamic indicators and temperatures across the region. Maghrib Salah commences at 5:51, Isha Salah commences at 7:08. Now moving on to our Durban times, Maghrib Salah commences at 5:48, Isha Salah commences at 7:06. And now moving on to our Islamic indicators, the Qat Nisab is 26,276. Mehri Fatimi is 65,690 rand. And the minimum meher is 1,314 rand. Now taking a look at temperatures, Pietermaritzburg 14 to a high of 26, Newcastle 13 to a high of 25, and Escort 12 to a high of 24. For Al-Ansar News, this is Huda Ahmed.
This Azan is sponsored for the Isale Sawab of Marhum Muhammad Farooq Latib and all Marhumin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them the highest abode in Jannah. Ameen.
أعزائي المستمعين، حان الآن موعد أذان العصر لمدينة دربن وما حولها.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه اللهم مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
This dua brought to you by Simplex Radio, South Africa's leading retailer of appliances, car sound and home theater systems.
These surahs after Azan are brought to you by Amina's Wonder Spice and Wonder Dates, 9 Peters Road, Springfield, Durban.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
Having a clean, comfortable home is every homeowner's pride. That's why Khan's Chemicals have developed and manufactured prime yet affordable quality household brands Starlight, Miracle Mum, Exterminate and Angie to care for your home and family. With a wide range of fabric softeners, dishwashing liquids, bleachers and all-purpose cleaners, pine gels, bubble baths and much more, Khan's Chemicals ensures your home remains our #1 priority. For sales and other inquiries, call 011 933 4021. Khan's Chemicals, cleaning your home the way you want.
Looking to book your next holiday? Make your way to One Stop Travel and Tours. At One Stop Travel, we offer a wide range of holidays at the most competitive prices. Group tours, tailor-made holidays, cruises, transfers, accommodation, travel insurance and car hire. Visit our website on www.onestoptours.co.za for our current Turkey specials, Mauritius school holiday deals and Umrah packages. Choose from a multitude of pre-made packages. Visit one of our branches in Overport, Gateway, Musgrave Centre, Fordsburg, Westwood Mall, Pavilion Shopping Centre, Chatsworth, Phoenix and Cape Town. Contact us today on 0860 109 500. One Stop Travel and Tours. Your one-stop travel shop.
Durban Halal Meats, the butcher with a twist. Whether you're firing up the braai or stocking up for your business, we've got you covered. From premium lamb, beef and chicken to custom cuts and bulk orders, all 100% halal certified by Sanha. Enjoy our convenient buy and braai service, fast delivery and easy online ordering at durbanhalalmeats.co.za. Visit us at 84 Felix Dlamini Road. Durban Halal Meats. Quality, affordability, trust. Meat made better.
You know, we come back and we just had a little conversation prior to coming back on there. But alhamdulillah, yes, you are listening to The Social Network. Keegan Serum, the founder of Dome Nutrition, is with us here for today. Very proud moment. He's released his a pre-workout Matador, and the slogan is "Take it by the horns." But this is a proud moment for you because this has been a long a journey putting all the right ingredients together. But besides the product, just talk to us about the sort of, when you put something together like this, because you have to be on par with the competition.
Yeah.
So what made you focus on this particular product, and talk to us about the hurdles, the challenges that you made, because I think this is related to anybody within an entrepreneurship position, because you get a product, you work towards it, you want to do it perfectly, you're like a perfectionist, because you're nurturing it from the get-go, and now the moment has arrived and you can say officially released.
So when you have passion in a subject or field, it's very difficult to do something half-hearted. So this, the first pre-workout that we made was called Nitrodor, and it had dimethyl amexylamine.
Sure.
DMAAE.
Yeah.
DMAA, which was later banned. And let me tell you something, guys. If something is good and if it works,
they ban it.
Right? So it was banned, and people still wanted it, and we got the raw materials, and it's, we had to take it off the market because we just couldn't get it. So I had to make something that lived up to. 4 years later, I get phone calls from Namibia, Cape Town, still, guys, we got Nitrodor, and I'm like, guys, no, we can't. So this is the closest. So I have a rare opportunity in that I travel the world to all these expos and the bodybuilding shows. So I meet owners of supplement brands, and I have access to products that you wouldn't get in this country. And I try them because they're always giving away samples. So owning a shop, I literally see all the products. I test all the products. I can tell you what's the best. I look at the ingredients. So it's like baking a cake. You eat the 10 best cakes from around the world, and you look at the ingredients, you take it, formulate your recipe, bring it back, try and test it for 2 years like I did, and then eventually you'll be like, okay, guys, I call it a masterpiece, and I really am that proud, because having a supplement company without a pre-workout is like having a petrol station without diesel. You're only selling petrol. So it shows you how much of income you can lose. But at the same time, I can't put something out there that I'm not proud of and something I wouldn't use. And unfortunately, your mass producers they just make stuff to sell, guys. So when I dose the products with the ingredients, everything is dosed at what it's supposed to be. And the thing with mass-produced products is they will have 1 milligram of an active ingredient, and they'll market it as it contains so-and-so amino acid, but the effective dose is literally 5,000 milligrams. So if I could equate it, it's like saying you've got a car, and one screw on the pedal of your car is from a Lamborghini, so you then call your car a Lamborghini, and that's what mass producers do. And unfortunately, everybody is not educated or sort of in tune into that field to understand what the effective dose of this is and that is. And that's why it's my duty to say, hey guys, yes, it has L-carnitine, but you're putting 10 milligrams, and the effective dose is 2,500 milligrams. You have to have 250 servings to get that. And if you have 250 servings, your liver is going to fail because you've got all the other chemicals in it. So, when I see all these things happening, like now there's people that...
So it's dishonest marketing or dishonest production creation,
Misleading.
Yeah.
So now there's boiling water destroys creatine. So now they've made coffee creatine. And, it's like... Well,
defeats the purpose.
You're deactivating the creatine as soon as you pour the boiling water in it. But the thing is, people don't know this. And they see it from a company thinking, it's all true. And then I look at some of the people using supplements and what they're spending. And I'm like, guys, do you understand a protein supplement is supposed to help you build muscle? Look at you. Does your body look like you're spending
as honest as you can be?
1,200 on supplements.
You're looking like a permanent before picture.
And it's like people they don't think that deep. It's like, I'm never going to advertise a hair shampoo as I'm losing my hair.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you go onto social media, there's fat people advertising health products. There's people with no muscle advertising a protein. But guys, if you really use a proper protein product, in a week you will have muscle. And when I see this, I just laugh, and I'm like, who's going to believe this? And then I'm like, people come and ask me for the flat tummy shake, or flat go away tummy protein shake. And I'm like, you guys believe it's going to make your flat tummy go away?
I think we are all there at one stage, because we become like, so I think when we shift from that mindset, like, okay, I'm looking at myself in the mirror, my jeans can't fit, something is happening to my body, now I need to sort of do something about it, instead of go buying an extra 2-inch jeans or pants. And I've been through that. I mean, I was obese. And it was a very difficult journey, because I used to play rugby, and after every rugby match my thighs you touch, and I couldn't walk for like 2 days because of the rawness of the inside. And I think that was a wake-up call, like, okay, Zahid, I think now it's time to make a difference. So when you sort of shift that mindset, and you know, I'm reading some of the comments, and alhamdulillah, okay, we understand where people are coming from with regards to, you know, somebody is saying, you know, we can't afford these kind of things, but I don't think it's about being cost effective. Yes, the sister said, you know, why is a healthy food so expensive? It's because if you're buying certain products from a certain place, then they charge you that certain price. But healthy food is not expensive. You go to a fruit and veg store, you're buying peas, you're buying carrots, you're buying this. Is that expensive? No, it's not. It's cost cheaper than going out. Then you're buying chicken fillets, then you're buying a steak on special for under 100 and a kg. How is that expensive?
No,
you know what I mean? It's a mindset at the end of the day. You are making excuses not to go healthy because you enjoy the life that you are living in. You know, once once you get to the point where your thighs are going to touch one day, then you're going to look back and say, you know what, I should have made that decision. And we're just here to educate you, like, it's never too late to start new. It's never too late to look after your body, because your body is a gift. And I think when I saw COVID and a lot of people were passing because of their unhealthy decisions, that was a huge wake-up call, not only for myself, but a lot of people made diet shifts, made a whole lifestyle change, because life is so valuable. It can be gone in an instant.
And, you know, like I'm from the Bluff, right? And there's the Clearwood Market. I mean, you go, kind of see the quality of it's literally fresh cut. They cut it probably 4 o'clock in the morning. They're there at 5 o'clock, and you can buy that. I mean, sweet potatoes like 7-8 rand a kg. It's food from the earth.
Fresh.
And I mean, to be honest, I don't see fat people even shopping there. Everybody is in shape that buys it. So I think, if you could write this on a piece of paper, convenience costs, and stick it on your fridge, and every time you're eating something, ask yourself, is this healthy or is this convenient? And 99% of the time it's convenient. And why are you having it if it's convenient? What is so valuable about your time that you can't actually go and prepare a fresh meal? Phil Heath, right? Phil Heath's won Mr. Olympia 7 times. I watched his documentary, and he says every meal that he eats is freshly prepared. So you have to understand that, like, microwave food is basically dead food, irradiated food. So even your honey, if it's irradiated, don't even waste your time. You're eating sugar. So, you know, the foods that we eat is not made to keep us healthy. It's made to have a long shelf life. Bottom line, you need to understand this, because this is how retail works.
Sales,
When you go to a shop, you ask the guy, why is this a white bun? Why do you have a white bun? Because a white bun lasts the longest on the shelf. It provides no nutritional value.
White bun.
A white bun. So everywhere's burger and chips.
Buns.
Burger and chips. Burger and chips. What nutritional value does a burger and chips have? Did they have it 50, 60 years ago? 80 years ago? No. But now, if I buy a brown bun or a white bun, it lasts long on the shelf, it's cheap, and my profit margins on a white bun is actually the most, and that's why they keep it. Chips dipped in oil, and that, just talking to a friend about cooking oil. When in my BTech year at Natal Technikon, I personally surveyed cooking oil
as part of your research.
As part of my research in 17 food trailers.
Yes.
All of them failed. So they all fail. So guys, what I'm saying is, when you use cooking oil, right, you get the moisture from the food, you get the moisture from the air, all oxidizing and making this oil rancid. Then it stays there overnight. It goes brown. You're eating that. So your chip, your potato absorbs all of that. You do that for 20 years, you will get cancer. Look around you. People have cancer. You think it's fine, but it's
just one. It's just one.
It's all
that
one.
Adds up.
And everybody has a different tolerance. So now you have that. You then stripping your gut with the whatever you're drinking, energy drinks and that, and you putting this in, and you get an ulcer, and then you're not replacing the good bacteria. It all adds up, and when you're 25, 30, between 40 and 50, and I'm beginning to see it with my friends, they're all having these ailments. So guys, it's sickness at 50 starts at 20. And understand that. And I've seen it. I'm in the industry where people come to the shop and they say, hey, this is what's happening. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm like, yeah, I can see what you're eating. And I can actually look at somebody and see what they're not eating, what exercises they are doing, and what exercises they're doing and not doing. So you have to educate yourself on the type of food you're getting.
Someone says, good listening to you guys, salams. I'm on lactose-free and gluten-free diet. It's damn expensive. I also say healthy foods are expensive. I do the shopping and cooking by. So how does one beat that kind of system now? Because now you obviously have a market for lactose-free products, gluten-free products. Now gluten-free is something of a new fad. Now you're gonna start something here, by, because now King is on the roll now.
So look at gluten, right? So gluten only affects people with celiac disease. Right, and less than 1% of the population have celiac. So every 100 people, maybe one person will be gluten intolerant. But there's certain.
When you see gluten intolerant, so what happens to a person who has?
They'll get bloating if they eat brown bread or wheat.
Anything wheat related.
Yeah, but then again, the wheat now is hybridized wheat. It's not what the wheat was 40 years ago. It's also sprayed with glyphosate to make it last longer on the shelf and for the insects not to eat it. So they literally cut that, put it in, and then we eat it, and whatever vaccinations and stuff we had, you begin to see, 20 years ago, nobody was gluten intolerant. Never existed. Lactose intolerant was very minimal. But if you you have enough live cultures and
isn't like a kefir,
sauerkraut, kefir,
those,
mass.
Yes.
That will balance out your gut, and you'll be able to digest lactose. But we don't. I can tell you, when was the last time you actually had you ate for your gut? Think about it. When was the last time you ate for your gut? And it all starts with the language. And when I hear someone says, that's delicious, that is the worst. That is what they've trained them.
To food, yeah.
That is the worst thing you can say, and they've trained us to look for food that's delicious. Caveman did not go around hunting and saying, this is delicious.
He ate to survive. Yeah.
And the food industry is built around every advert. Delicious. Looks, and I see stuff especially on long weekends, and you go to some of these things and you can just smell deep fried oil. There was one, just like, it's nauseous. And it's, guys, it's chemicals. So understand chemicals, understand what food is, and intolerances is generally sort of a build-up of poor habits over a long period of time. These things don't just happen like that.
Yeah. So I think, with that said, I think it's a lot of food for thought, pardon the pun, that we should consider when it comes to our diet. And I'm glad we're talking more about the health aspects of it, because, even post-Ramadan, the beauty of Ramadan is that they recently found out that when you do a dry fast, it's more effective than a water fast, because you're recycling those dirty cells in your body, because you need that reset. But then afterwards, how we break our fast after Ramadan? Hey, we full all over the place.
Traditionally, let's say 100 years ago, what did they eat when they broke fast? Sorry, I'm just asking.
Well, there was the what?
Not pizzas and pastries.
No, they had dates, they had the goat meat, they had camel meat, they had meat, they had they didn't have all these grapes, fruits.
Right.
These are from the earth.
And now, traditionally, what do people have?
Hey, soji, biryani.
No, exactly.
Curry, mutton curry.
How did that make its way into our homes?
Yeah.
Processed white flour, guys. Come on, let's look at the ancestors. What did they eat?
Because and also at the end of the day, all those ingredients you use, like fresh cream, the breads that were made that time, was with natural products without preservatives and all the stuff that we're talking about now. But that does bring us to the end. We're going to have another conversation next time. But very quickly, Dorman, where can we find you, sir?
It's 65 Overport Drive. That's across the road from the Atrium Shopping Centre, 378 Tara Road on the Bluff. 12 Village Road, that's Dalcan Lifestyle Centre in Kloof, 42 Old Main Road in Hillcrest, 45 Zenith Drive in Umhlanga, and Unit 4, Ashley Park in Belito.
Yeah, I can't wait to try this Matador.
Oh, and Westville.
I'm going to 7 Westville Junction.
Yeah.
I'm going to be strong like Arnold.
Waiting for the feedback on that.
All right, guys, let's wrap up for today's show. Big thanks to the team, Brother Ted, as well as to the Sanzef Chef School for joining us. Remember, that segment was proudly brought to you by Durban Halal Meat. We also had Keegan Steele, the founder of Dormant Edition, in studio with us here. Hope you had a good one with us. Up next is the afternoon jam with the trio. We got Brother Ted, Brother Fahim, as well as Bibi Armin Afili. Until next time, you look after yourself as well as one another. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakat.
Looking to book your next holiday? Make your way to One Stop Travel and Tours. At One Stop Travel, we offer a wide range of holidays at the most competitive prices. Group tours, tailor-made holidays, cruises, transfers, accommodation, travel insurance, and car hire. Visit our website on www.onestoptours.co.za for our current Turkey specials, Mauritius school holiday deals, and Umrah packages. Choose from a multitude of pre-made packages. Visit one of our branches in Overport, Gateway, Musgrave Centre,